Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. First off, what does lost communication act to a G-man? In simple terms, think of your car as a network of computers. The main computer, often called the gateway, is constantly talking to all the other modules, like the ABS controller. Code U0121 gets triggered when the gateway sends a message to the ABS module but gets no reply. It's like calling a friend, and the phone just rings and rings. This could be due to a few reasons. The ABS module might not be getting power. It might have a bad ground connection, or the module itself could have failed internally. So, where do you even start looking? The ABS module in a Tesla is typically located under the front hood, or the frunk, usually near the brake master cylinder and the brake fluid reservoir. It has a metal block with a bunch of brake lines going into it and an electrical connector attached. Before you start unplugging anything, the first and most important step is to ensure the vehicle is safely powered down. ULL want to use the safety power off feature in the service menu and disconnect the 12-volt battery and high voltage system. Safety is non-negotiable when working with these systems. Once the car is safely de-energized, our diagnosis begins. The prime suspect in any lost communication issue is always power and ground. The ABS module needs a steady supply of 12-volt power to operate and a solid ground connection to complete the circuit. We'll start by inspecting the electrical connector on the ABS module. Look for any signs of corrosion, moisture, or pushed-out pins. Sometimes, a poor connection is all it takes to knock a module offline. If the connector looks clean and secure, the next step is to test for power and ground directly at the connector S pins using a ULL. Need a wiring diagram for your specific Tesla model to know which pins are for power and which are for ground. With a 12-volt battery reconnected for testing purposes, you should see a steady 12 volts on the power supply pins. You should also check for good continuity to ground on the ground pins. If you're missing power, the problem lies upstream. You'll need to trace that circuit back, checking fuses and wiring for any breaks or shorts. A common culprit can be a blown fuse, so that's always a good place to look first. The fuse box location can vary, so check your owner's manual or service information. If you have confirmed that the ABS module is receiving good power and has a solid ground connection, but it's still not communicating, then the module itself is likely the problem. At this point, the module is essentially a black box that's not responding. It's not something you can repair internally. The entire unit needs to be replaced. Replacing the ABS module is a more involved job. It involves disconnecting the brake lines, which means ULL have to bleed the entire brake system afterward to remove any air that gets in. This is critical for ensuring your brakes work correctly. After installing the new module and bleeding the brakes, the final step is programming. A new ABS module often needs to be configured to the specific vehicle it's installed in. This usually requires specialized diagnostic software that can communicate with the car's network. Calibrate the new module and clear any stored fault codes. Once the new module is programmed and the codes are cleared, the U0121 error should be gone, and your ABS and traction control systems will be back online. So, to recap, code U0121 means no signal from your ABS module. Start your diagnosis by checking for power and ground at the module itself. Check the connector, fuses, and wiring. If power and ground are good, you're likely looking at a failed ABS module. Replacement requires bleeding the brake system and programming the new unit. While this can be a DIY job for the experienced mechanic, given the safety-critical nature of the brake system, we recommend seeking professional help if you're not completely comfortable with the procedure. I hope this guide helps you understand and tackle the U0121 code on your Tesla. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into vehicle diagnostics and repair. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.